we're going to go over is blocks. This is the efficiency apartment example. And in here, we actually went to the design center and brought in blocks. You know it's a block because it says block reference in your attributes. It's also got all of these lines and one point. This point right here is called your base point. It's basically where a block is brought in, it's referenced to. Now, a block has information such as what layer that it's on, the position of the object, where it's located, and even it has a name of the object, such as entertainment center, right? Now, somebody had to create all of these. Somebody drew all of these lines and said, boom, I want one single object to represent an entertainment center. So what you do is you draw the object that you want and then create a block out of it. So, for example, if I type in insert, now, when you have a block in the drawing, let's say I had an apartment complex and I wanted to show somebody what each of the layouts of the apartments were going to look like. You all been to apartment places and they show you the pretty layout floor plan for all these different layouts, right? And they always have furniture in them just to show you how it's going to look. So let's say I want to use this again. I have another apartment that I want to use this again in the same drawing. Blocks, regular blocks, are already in your drawing once you create them there. That means if I type in I for insert, and I'll tell you the command prompt first. Let me get over here. If I type I for insert, it gives you this insert command. Insert means I want to insert an object, and I'm inserting a block is the object I'm inserting. So if I say, if I pull this arrow down, look at all the blocks that are already in there. It's because I pulled these in from the design center. Once a drawing has a block in it, it is there for duration until I purge it from the drawing. Okay? And be very careful with purge. If you accidentally purge all, everybody's gone and you don't have any blocks left. Okay? Now, I can say, yes, I want to insert an entertainment center. I specify on screen. If I don't specify on screen and leave all of these unchecked, wherever somebody drew it originally, it goes to that location. You've got no choice. It goes boom. Now, that's not really helpful when you're putting in furniture, but it is very, very helpful when you're bringing, let's imagine this. You're a surveyor and you collect 100 points out in the field. They're specifically located XYZ location, right? You want to bring all those points in their exact location. So you're going to tell it to not specify on screen. You're not going to pick it. You want them to drop exactly where they were originally saved out as, created as a block as, okay? But typically, we want to specify, for example, our furniture on screen. We can also specify a scale. Let's say this was the entertainment center for, I don't know, a baseball player's house or a football player's house, and this isn't just a poor college student's house, you know? So my entertainment center is going to be from IKEA at the best. That's high-end grade at that point in time when I'm in school. But if I am like a rich millionaire, I'm going to have this Mac Daddy built in, right? It's going to be twice the size. It's going to be the size of the wall. So I can pick the scale. Now, we know scale has a width, a length, and a height, right? X, Y, Z. So we can actually change the scale, or we can tell it to be uniform, okay? We also can tell it we want to rotate the object. Right now, it's going to plop right in like this. But if I wanted to rotate it, then I just tell it to rotate it. Here is the other thing that is very, very, very important. Okay, so when civil engineers get drawings from architects, it's always off a scale of 12 because they work in feet and inches, or they actually technically work in inches, and we work in feet. So we always have to scale everything by a factor of 12. It'll either say 12 or 0.833333333, which is 1 over 12, I think. So I'm just going to click, I'm going to tell you all the buttons here. The other thing is explode. If you tell it to explode, guess what happens? What happens when you use explode normally? Exactly, it breaks it all into pieces. So that's what it would do here. If you say, bring it in and explode it. It breaks it into its pieces. But I'm not going to explode it just yet. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to bring it in over here. And now it asks me, insert the scale factor. I can say 2, enter, 5, enter, and I'm going to leave it as 0. You know, I could have my entertainment center as big as the theater. Okay? Now, I can insert again, and I can do the same thing, but if I uncheck all of these, and I click explode, it's going to bring it exactly where it was created, and it was created usually at 0, 0, and look, it put it all on the 0 layer. It was originally there. Now here's the thing, is you know how I complain, I gently prod you on whole layer management? Layer management in blocks is extremely important also. Now, let's say, I'm going to go back to the original one. Let's say I've got this block, and right now it's on floor plan. Okay? That's all well and good. But let's say I wanted to modify this block. Okay? I wanted to move this over here. Okay? The plug, whatever comes out the back, needs to be shifted. It's not in the right location for the manufacturer. Now here's how we edit a block. You're going to type in edit. Okay? And you can say, I want to edit that. Now, I don't usually type in edit. I'm a right-shift kind or right-click kind of person. I highlight it and I right-click and it comes up here. And it should give me a block editor. What happens, it goes gray in the back so you know that you're in the editor. Now, you've got an object, and here's the thing. It is on, all these lines are on the 0 layer. Okay? When I brought it in and exploded it, it went to, all those lines went to the 0 layer because they were put on the 0 layer here. Now, some people, I say some people, which is not me, put everything on the 0 layer in the block. I don't like to do that. If I know it's a tree, I want it on a layer that's called tree. You know how landscape architects put all these different symbols in for their landscape plans, whether it's, you know, a plant, a shrub, a tree, an annual, a perennial, something like that? I would put it on its proper layer. The other thing that you might want to do, like for this one, would be a furniture layer. So I would highlight, one of the first things I would do is I would highlight it, and I would make sure that it's on, and you can create layers while you're in here. Layer properties. And I'm going to call it furniture. So I'm going to highlight that, and I'm going to put them all on furniture layer. Okay? Now, I said that I wanted to move this over. I'm going to move this over to this side here. Now that I'm here, the block editor has a tab. Notice these two says edit block, save block, test block, and then close block. Okay? I always save my block, but you can also test your block, which means you're going to bring it in and make sure it works. And then you'll close the block. Now, in here, the other thing you do, once you make the changes you want, you close the block editor. Save the changes, and notice that it's already updated here. In this one here, on this, the big one over here, is updated also. If it's not updated, when you go to insert, okay, this is what it looked like at home. I'm going to have to pause there because I'll have to show it to you in a different place. When you insert it and you start to modify, it'll update. It'll either update automatically like this one did, but I'm using Civil 3D at home, and I actually have a button where I have to pull it down and tell it to update. Okay? So I'll double check on that one because I just did this last night. All right, so I am going to pause here and then we're going to go on to the next part of blocks.